So this is the current situation. We're going to do a water gap right here. We're going to build an H brace, get this tree out of the way, and then we got to get down that cliff. It's about 15 feet, maybe a little bit more down to the bottom, and then we'll go across with the truss. So we'll get in here next. All right, for perspective, that's where that top brace was we just finished, right up here. And this is the creek we're gonna cross. Not real deep, but it flows fast. You can see the trash on this one. Current water gap that we got has failed. It's blown out on this side, got all the trash on it. So what we're gonna do is come. Got a new post up against this sledge. Go straight up, tie in, come with bull panel down right here, and then turn into the truss system. Truss system's gonna carry the belting across. We gotta get all this brush out of here and clean up. Probably move a couple of these bigger rocks that are in the way, if they are in the way, and kick them on downstream. But all this brush has gotta come out, and then we'll tie it back in with a brace on this side where the fence is and continue east. Progress day one, we got our back post, give some triangulation. Post inside the creek line, all the brush gone. Center post got 17 foot, then 15 foot, then 15 foot, and then up probably 15 foot to stub into that other post up there in the sunlight. Next step is building out these trusses, do it in a shop. Just chop saw, Millimatic 212. Put some good bracing in the middle, and then I got the rubber mat that we'll roll out here in a minute. We'll make the frames for it, but we use that little iron wiper right there for that. Punch all the holes. Here's the belting I used prior to cutting it. Just comes in these big rolls, and they're old conveyor belts. I think this was from a lignite mine. It's got stuff all over it, but some of them are cleaner, some of them are dirtier. This is a heavier stuff, but I got a good price on it, so that's what I use. Got this mat done. You can see the top frame bolted on 2-foot centers all the way down. Put my chain points right here welded on. So now we got our mat. Throw it on the crate. Installing the trusses. Going pretty good. Got the little one next, got the big one taken care of first. This is how I get these mats up here. I got a block and tackle up on my brace, 17,000 pound winch in the back end of this thing. Since I got to do two, I'm just going to drive forward, and we'll pull this thing into place. We'll chain it up. It's got 3 chain points, and I'll show you the final product here in a second. Wireless remote works good. I'm gonna use the winch this time because I gotta suck the cable up anyway. Like I said, it's not the fastest thing in the world, but it's plenty powerful to do what I'm doing. Just going to show you the bracing on top of the hill and down the hill. Didn't do any new fence, just tied in with the panel. Typical brace. Here's that big pipe that we ran wild up. Just ran panel that they had over the ledge. That way no animals could get around. And then we will go down there here in a second, but it's a sheer drop down. So we'll go look at the mat here next. This is the next morning, just so I could get some good video. The lighting yesterday was horrible. Turned out well. Really don't know of anything I would have changed. Gaps are good. 18 inches of flap on the back, utility panel going up the hill at that angle. Of course, we just showed you the video up on top where we tied in off that ledge. The one thing I will say on this one is it's 9/16 material, so if anybody's wondering if an animal can just push this flap underneath, it's 12 pounds a foot. So if you took a cross section of this stuff and went 1 foot wide, it's 6 foot strip, it'd be right at 12 pounds. I use 1/4 inch chain, so that isn't going anywhere. And when the water comes, it literally lifts this mat up. It rides it like a surfboard. So it lets all the debris float underneath. And then if anything was to ever get hung underneath, it would actually mold to it in a sense until the landowner can get back and pull it out. Very rarely does that happen. You'd have to get a full tree in here for it to be even of a concern, especially on a cattle fence. If this was a game fence, the only thing different I would have done is gone up 8 feet with the utility panel. Of course, it would have got a full brace there with 2096.6, but I would have taken a maybe a 2096.6 and coming all the way across, or a 1348.6 across the top, just to keep any animals from jumping that corner. And then of course at the top it'd have been a full brace. Another thing is this was used pipe on this project, on all the other braces and fence that I've done on this property, so I just continued to go with what they had already chosen. If this was a galvanized system, this of course would have been all galvanized, and the angle iron here, this 3 inch by 3/16 would have been galvanized. This would have been galvanized, and you can see some of those in my other videos. And these performing in water. Got good seals on all the corners, so I'm not worried about predators in a high fence situation. Some other companies, they use like fender washers and a bunch of little chains and thinner material. I think it looks kind of goofy. This stuff is the way to go if you're going to do it, in my opinion. And I think it turned out good. Let me know what y'all think.